So now let's talk about the rotate command. So the rotate command is on modify panel, and right here we have this rotate tool. So select this, and now we need to select the object which we want to rotate. In this case, I'll start with a line on our left. So I'm going to click on this line and I'll press enter. Now AutoCAD will prompt you to specify base point. So the base point is a fixed point, and you can also call it a pivot point about which the object will rotate. In this case, I'll select this point here as the base point, and now look at this. So now the line is rotating with respect to that selected base point, and you only need to specify the angle now. So I'll type 30 as the angle and press enter, and there we have it. So the line is now rotated to an angle of 30 degrees. In this case, you don't need to add angle sign or any other thing. Simply type the value of angle and press enter, and you'll get the line inclined to an angle of 30 degrees. So this angle measurement will always happen from the original line. So in my case, the line was originally at 0 degrees angle, or it was perfectly horizontal, and that's why the rotation started from that 0 degree or horizontal line. Now let's talk about this situation. Here we have a perfectly horizontal line and another one which is inclined to any random angle which we don't know about. So in this case, let's first check the angle between these two. So I'm going to use one of the options here, dimension, but you can ignore this part safely because I have explained everything about dimensions later on in this course. For now, I'll simply add these two, and here we have the angle, and now we know that the angle is 16 degrees. So I'm going to just erase it. And now I'll once again go to rotate. Now I'll select this line and enter, specify base point. All right. And once again, I'll type 30 and enter. So now simply by visual comparison, you can clearly say that this angle and this angle is not same. They are different. Well, in this case, I specified an angle of 30 degrees, but the measurement will start from the original line. So the final angle should be 30 degrees plus 16 degrees. So I'm going to check the angle again. So dimensions, this line, and that's 46. So in this case, the measurement started from the original line. So that's the whole thing about rotate command. Rotate command will always rotate your drawing with respect to its original position. In this case, this was at 16, so it made a final angle of 30 degrees with respect to this line. So if you measure it with respect to this, then you'll get 30 degrees. So I'm going to do that next. I'll go to rotate again, and I'll once again select this line and enter. And this time I'll select base point and I'll click on this option, copy. Now this will allow you to keep one of the copies here, and now you have the rotated line. I'm going to type 30 and enter. So now we have this line rotated here. Let's check the angle between these two. So this should be 30. So I'm going to go to dimension. I'll click here, and look at this. It's 30. So always AutoCAD will start measurement from your original configuration. Now there is a problem again. How can we rotate lines like these to any known angle? For example, what if we want to make this line perfectly vertical with respect to this horizontal line? So in that case, you can use a reference option again. So I'm going to go to rotate. I'll select this line and enter. I'll select the base point, and now we have an option here called reference. So I'll select reference angle, and you already know that this angle is 16 degrees. So type 16 for reference and enter, and now AutoCAD will move 16 degrees back, and if it moves 16 degrees back, it will end up with this horizontal line. So that means the measurement will now start from this horizontal line because we have added 16 degrees as a reference angle. So now if you type 90, you'll end up with a perfectly vertical line because we have already added our reference value, which was 16. So AutoCAD will just take that line 16 degrees back, and then it will start measurement. So I'm going to show it again using another example. In this case, the angle was 16 degrees. It was known angle, but what if you don't even know the angle of this line? In that case, you can use 2 points on this line as a reference. So here it is. I'll go to rotate. I'll select the line, I'll press enter, I'll click on base point, and now I'll select reference. And in this case, I'll select this point and this point. And now the reference angle is already selected. All you need to do is simply add the final value, in this case 90, enter, and once again it's vertical. So if you know the reference angle, you can type that value after reference option. If you don't even know the value, that's also fine. You can select any 2 points on the line to specify the reference angle. And when you specify reference angle, AutoCAD will start measuring everything from that reference angle.